I've done a recommendation video for gaming, I'm doing one right now for anime, and in the future I'm probably going to have to do one for movies, and another one for animated movies, but let's stick to the topic at hand. These are 5 anime that I think you should watch. These are 5 anime that I found to be heavily underrated, and I think more people need to check out. Before I get started, I just want to point something out that yes, to refer to more than one anime, you still call it anime. Had to do some research to make sure I was right. Cause if I call it animes, there's gonna be some weebs in my comments saying, "But Bastion, it's not animes, it's anime." First of all, I knew that already, just gotta double check. Second, now I want y'all to understand one thing, and that is the age of consent. So the first anime I'm gonna talk about is Rainbow. I found this anime through its opening, We're Not Alone in My Cold Rain, which I found back in 2020 when I used to make Sargento openings. I wanted to use a Cold Rain song, and I was gonna use this one, but the song's already taken. Anyway, this anime is about 6 delinquents who all had tragic pasts and were sent to jail. They eventually grow a bond with each other, and along with another guy named Rokuroda Sakuragi, the 7 make a plan to escape jail. And that's only the first half. The second half, bro, it's like a completely different show. This anime has a very inspirational story along with really strong characters. The friendship between the main characters is some of the strongest I've seen in anime. They're willing to help each other no matter what, and they'll do whatever it takes to make sure everyone is taken to the promised land. This anime really shows that no matter how dark and despairing shit can get, you should always have hope. That uplifting message is definitely the strongest part of Rainbow. If you're looking for a motivational anime, or even just a good drama, I highly recommend Rainbow. Next anime is Welcome to the NHK. Now this anime is a very interesting one because it's a slice of life, but a dark one at that. It follows a man named Tatsuhiro Sato. And this guy is basically a loser. He's unemployed, he dropped out of college, and he got no hoes. NHK, No Host Club, with a K. This guy is basically living a really shitty life until he runs into this girl named Misaki Nakahara. So Misaki basically aids Sato, trying to get him out of his shell. And you slowly but surely see his growth throughout the series. This anime covers a lot of deep topics such as depression, anxiety, isolation, and the depiction of society. But they try to mask this by making it a comedy like, haha, this guy got no bitches, that type of shit. This anime got a lot of shit mixed into it, yet it surprisingly works. The comedy, while bizarre sometimes, is really good and it works well with the characters' personalities. Speaking of the characters, they are fun and relatable, and this anime is made in a way that really stands out from other anime. Not even just within slice of life anime, but even within anime with really depressing subject matter. Much like Rainbow, it also teaches a lesson to viewers that it's never too late to change for the better. Yeah, I love this anime. It's a very interesting and unique experience, and I honestly think you should check it out. Next anime is Gonkutsuo, The Count of Monte Cristo. This anime is basically an adaptation of the original Count of Monte Cristo story, but with a twist. While the original story took place in the past, Gonkutsuo takes place in the future, the year 5053 to be exact. In this one, a sailor named Edmond Dantes was betrayed by his friends and imprisoned over false murder charges. But after finding out this mysterious power called Gonkutsuo, Dantes escaped prison and transformed into the Count. The Count's main goal is to seek revenge on the friends that basically fucked him over. He then forms a bond with the son of one of his backstabbers named Albert de Morcerf, who's the anime's main protagonist. The story for this one is very unpredictable and very engaging the whole way through. I love revenge stories because it really makes you sympathize with the motherfucker that's about to do some crazy shit. The thing I like the most about Gonkutsuo is its animation. The style is very unique and it really helps to make this anime stand out from the rest. The best way to describe the art style is with this one question. Remember Chowder? You know how the patterns of the characters' clothing don't follow them while they're moving? Yeah, the same thing's done here. The animation is abstract, bright, colorful, and it's just beautiful to look at. Not the biggest fan of the CGI though. It just doesn't blend with the 2D animation. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but wasn't the biggest fan of that. The soundtrack is just beautiful, especially when there's an emotional or suspenseful scene going on. It really makes these scenes more effective, which I love. This has to be one of the most underrated revenge anime out there. If the synopsis is putting you to sleep, watch it for the animation. It's beautiful. Next anime is Mushishi. Out of all the anime in this list, Mushishi is the one that surprised me the most, considering that it's a slow-ass anime that you're supposed to savor in order to really appreciate it. Mushishi is centered around a Mushi master named Ginko. He travels around to cure people who have Mushi inside them. Mushi is a type of supernatural creature and they all have different abilities and come in all shapes and sizes. Each episode has their own story, but they each follow the same template. Someone has Mushi inside them and Ginko comes to cure them. In hindsight, it sounds repetitive, but considering that there's different Mushi and different outcomes in every episode, it doesn't feel super repetitive. What I love the most about Mushishi is the overall atmosphere of the series. The great soundtrack, visuals, and sound effects really give this anime a sense of realism. They really made sure to make the atmosphere of the setting feel as realistic as possible. This was a great anime to watch. It's surprisingly really fucking good. Mushishi is a very comfortable watch. Now, before I talk about the last anime on my list, I want to give an honorable mention. Outlaw Star. I fucking love Outlaw Star. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. The characters, the action, the world, they're all great. It sucks that this anime isn't super popular considering that it came around the same time as Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, look how well that turned out. The only reason why Outlaw Star isn't on the list is simple. One word. Toonami. The people that grew up with Toonami during its beginning most likely have heard of Outlaw Star. If you grew up with Toonami, chances are you watched this. Most people who enjoyed the show came from Toonami. So yeah, because of that, Outlaw Star is not on the list. With that being said, let's get to the last anime on the list, which is Dora Road 2019. Yo, I keep forgetting that this anime is a remake of a 60s anime. Probably because I haven't seen the original 1969 anime. Probably for good reasons. The story revolves around Hyakimaru, a ronin who was born with no limbs, no facial features, no internal organs. This motherfucker was basically born with nothing. Hyakimaru grew up with an artificial face and prosthetics thanks to Jukai, a medic who raised him. He runs into a young thief named Dororo, who was running from the group of men whom he tried to rob. After Hyakimaru rescued Dororo, both go on a journey to find a demon who has all of Hyakimaru's body parts, which are needed in order to make Hyakimaru a legitimate human. There's so much to love about this anime. The story is a very eventful ride, filled with a shit ton of blood and gore. The characters are very interesting, with each character having a cool ability or personality. The chemistry between Dororo and Hyakimaru is done really well. They have this sibling-like relationship and it doesn't feel forced at all. The fights are great. They're ground level fights and they're very fun to watch. The soundtrack is fucking beautiful. MAPPA did a wonderful job modernizing the 60s series to make it edgier and more appealing. As great as the show is, it's not perfect. The second half of the show is good, great even with the new characters introduced and Hyakimaru's character development. There's no doubt that the first half was better. I like the darker and edgier tone in the first half. Also, the first half was more consistent, while the middle 3 or 4 episodes are, well, questionable to say the least. Even with the second half being rough around the edges, it doesn't change the fact that this show is still amazing, and I highly recommend this anime if you're a fan of the action genre. If you want to check this series out, it's on Amazon Prime. Dora Road 2019 is an unforgettable watch. So there you have it, 5 anime you should watch. Considering how big the medium is, finding people who are fans of these 5 series probably won't be as hard as finding people who are fans of the games mentioned in my gaming recommendation video. Or maybe it's harder, I don't know. Will there be more recommendation videos? Most likely, but we'll have to wait for the time comes for those videos. Alright, I'm out.